Hi everybody, John Cena here with the Grand Champion Funkster crowning episode because I have on the line our Grand Champion Funkster for Season 2, Anne Smith. Hello, Anne.
Hello, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm fine. By the power vested in me by nobody in particular, I hereby crown you as Grand Champion Funkster for Season 2. Fantastic. And it's the first time we spoke since you got the most votes. So
That's right.
how has FunkQuest Champion changed you?
Well, let me think now. I think what it has done is it's proven to me that I can think on my feet.
Mhm.
This isn't a really, really challenging show. You don't know what's coming at you. So the ability to think and tell a story without any warning, I apparently have that gift, and I'm really grateful to know that.
I mean, have you been kind of like stopped in the supermarket or anything?
I have to say, no, I haven't, but I'm in Canada, where and I don't think so many people over here on this side of the pond are aware of FunkQuest, although I've certainly been trying to push it out there.
If you're a supermarket owner and you want Ant to open your supermarket, right, get in contact.
Shall I put it on?
Yeah, go on then. Yeah, yeah. Fantastic. Now,
This crown is made entirely of metal detecting fines that I personally pulled out of the ground.
because we're not really got into metal detectoring in the show, did we? You're a
No.
detectorist. What's the
Uh,
what's the funkiest thing that you found apart from a crown?
well, it's very interesting. I don't know, but the most surprising thing I've ever found metal detecting is I was working around the margins of a church parking lot.
Mhm.
So one would expect to find little children's, change for the collection plate and maybe little toys.
Mhm.
I found count them, three weed pipes.
Really?
Yes. And along with those, there were multiple beer caps and those little foil packets that, well, I won't say anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, that was in the very back corner of the church parking lot near the woods. So I guess that was the party place.
Well, I mean, you go to the church and say, "How come I wasn't invited?" I mean, come on, you're the head funkster in your part of the world.
Yes. I can tell you though, the best find I found, I almost didn't know I had it. I just thought it was this weird copper disc. I thought it was a punch out from some kind of electrical box.
Yeah,
And I posted it on my YouTube feed, and
yeah.
a fellow metal detectorist contacted me and said, I think you found a large scent.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that was in 1920, Canadian pennies went from being about this big to being, about that big.
yeah.
And so this coin is at least 100 years old. And I think it might be from either 1908 or 1918. But one side was completely ground smooth and the other side was really crusty. And all you can see is a little bit of the design on the rim.
Wow.
So I almost threw it out.
So we're getting used to things like, I mean, you have to provide your own crown, you have to put it on your head and all that kind of stuff because we're not allowed to touch each other or go near each other, even if we could.
Right.
Uh, Obviously, FunkQuest is a virtual talking show. Previously, we talked about Zoom fatigue,
Yes.
and I think you've got some further thoughts on that.
Yes. Well, I experienced Zoom fatigue before I knew it was an actual phenomenon. And I wondered if there was just something wrong with me, but apparently it really is a legitimate syndrome where people feel headachy and lacking in focus after a certain length of time on Zoom. And I talked to friends and colleagues and they said some of them don't mind it. Other people find that they're now making excuses to miss meetings because they just find it so wearing and they're so tired after a meeting, particularly if it's long.
Yeah.
And particularly if there are a lot of people involved. So you're scanning your screen, trying to see who's speaking and trying to catch visual cues from people. And it's just incredibly fatiguing for some people. I
Um,
can't imagine living through the Spanish flu epidemic in 1918 where people didn't even have a telephone. When they
yeah,
were locked down at home, they were at home.
I
They
don't.
could communicate with letters, I suppose, and letters arrived the following day.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know anything about the 1918 Spanish flu. Have you got like a 20-second guide?
It swept North America.
Yeah.
And just like COVID-19, there was a first wave, and then there was a second and more virulent wave, which ultimately killed more people, I think, than the First World War. And the reason that the second wave came so hard and so quickly was that everyone flooded into the streets to celebrate Armistice Day, the end of the Great War. And they were hugging and cheering and kissing each other. And then the second wave just poured in and people died.
It's something I don't think we ever talked about that. Was
No.
that North America only or us? Did we get that?
Well, they called it the Spanish Lady. So it obviously came from Spain.
Yeah.
I'm not aware of how it got here, but I know that Canada and the USA were both very, very badly affected.
Oh, go do some. See, that's the thing about FunkQuest. See, you find out things that you didn't know before just by randomly talking.
And we really need to learn from that experience. It was 100 years ago. And everything we consider normal, including 80,000 seat sports arenas, came after that. So, people say, oh, we're never getting back to normal after COVID. I disagree. I think we will. I think this will go away, and we might be a little more careful about sanitation of hands and that kind of thing. But I trust we're going to hug people again.
The maths of it will still be the same because it's a virus. It's been around for so many thousand years or billions of years. It's a virus, and so the maths will still be the same, and all the R rate and all that stuff that we're now learning about as mortals.
Yes,
That'll be the same as then. Anne, you are the Grand Champion Funkster for Season 2. Enjoy your reign, and we'll see you hopefully at the end of the first round of Season 3 with your thoughts about how that's going.
Oh, wonderful. I look forward to that.
Okay, so speak soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Hi, thanks so much for making it to the end of this episode. Did you know that you can play FunkQuest yourself? We call it FQY. You can get going now with a 10% discount coupon that's displayed above my shoulder. Thanks so much and take care.